Imagine if you met two women. One had a high body count and the other had $200,000 in student debt because she was addicted to getting a bunch of degrees. Which one are you picking? We're in the age of modern women. We're fully liberated, high body count modern women. And in this space, we always talk about how having a high body count is a bad thing. Yes, modern women might as well be called addicts for all the Chads and Tyrones that they are sleeping with. But I would argue there are worse addictions for modern women than sleeping around. Modern women are spending more money than they ever have. These women will spend their money, your money, the government's money, everybody's money. I mean, think about it, guys. Who pays for herself, is she really worse than a quote-unquote virtuous woman who lives off of the system or spends so much money that her husband becomes a workhorse? So the average woman spends $560,000 to $100,000 more in her lifetime than the average man. Let that sink in for a second.
What is the number one thing holding you back from dating?
What? You ain't and he ain't. Let's just cut to the chase. Everybody want to be mad. Y'all got this whole gender war going on. Just admit the fact that you ain't. You not. He ain't. Y'all ain't together. That's just what it is. You can't ask something of somebody that you're not even willing to give. And that's what's going on in today's age. You're not willing to be faithful. You're not willing to be honest. You're not willing to communicate. You're not willing to be vulnerable. You're not willing to be loyal. You're not willing to do none of these things, but yet you demanding this from a woman. And then when she don't give it to you because you're not giving it to her, now all of a sudden women ain't. No, you ain't. How about you try to be something better? You be a better person with yourself, so then once you become a better person for you, now you can be a better person for somebody else. Take care of yourself and I'm gonna take care of me. And so when we come together, we'll be good for each other. Y'all wanna sit here and demand all this stuff from people and you not even that for yourself. Make it make sense. And then you get mad when you run somebody off and you expect for them to just stay around while you treat them like, come on now, stop being delusional. Y'all gotta live in the real world.
Bills that we're seeing are starting to escalate.
This is all about framing. They say anti-bills. Other people would say pro-women bills. The bill that I believe they're talking about is saying that, like, people need to use the locker room of their gender that they are, like their actual gender, not what they identify as. So if you are a man that wants to be a woman, you have to use the men's room. And if you don't, then you can be charged with indecent exposure and have to register as an offender. And they say that the only reason that they're doing this is to make people have to be registered as offenders. No. Saw another video on here earlier that was a man, looks like a man, nothing about this person looks female, was spending up to 20 minutes, they said, in the women's locker room completely naked, exposing himself to all the women that were coming in and out. No one is arguing that every person is a bad person. That's not the case, and that's not the argument. The problem is that there are people who are predators, and that is a woman's locker room. Those women deserve to feel safe in that space. Otherwise, we would just have a locker room for everybody, no matter what toys you're playing with down there. And if you feel uncomfortable getting undressed in the locker room that you're of your actual gender, all you have to do is go in the locker room, go into a bathroom stall, change in the stall. You don't have to have your bits out for everyone to see. That goes for people that aren't too. And this video is not anti or pro or anti-woman or pro whatever. It's pro common sense. This is about how things are framed in order to push a narrative.
Do you have a WhatsApp?
Yeah. You have a kid? You have a kid?
Yes.
Nah, I don't have WhatsApp, sorry.
So I keep seeing females announcing, I'm done with the bad guys. Give me the boring guy. And no, you don't get the good man now. Appreciate him, and everything that makes him a good man you consider boring. His discipline is boring to you because you have none. His structure is boring to you because you're dysfunctional. His calmness is boring to you because you're chaotic. So why would a man want to be with a woman or waste time with a woman who never recognized the value in the qualities that make him a good man? You will never be satisfied with him, and he won't be satisfied with you because you boring for real. You the bored one.
I think at the end of the day, we ask the question, what do men really want? and it don't change, man. It's peace. Peace is always the goal. That's always been it. That's the whole thing. A lot of fellas want to come home, relax, chill out. They want to enjoy their life without constant conflict. And then when you look at what dating is today, it's become nothing but stress. That's what it is, right? Nothing but arguments, nothing but having to prove yourself over and over again. Why would a man want to come home to that? Why would a man want to do that? If he has to go through that type of stuff, he's going to start choosing peace every single time. Every single time, right? And it's not complicated. Peace is the goal. And a lot of men out there have already found it.
Modern women today give themselves the benefit of the doubt too often in relationships. That is why you're walking into relationships entitled, privileged, and arrogant. Because you honestly expect someone to give you the benefit of the doubt when you are hypercritical of men. Many of you ladies sit around and can't wait till a dude does something wrong so you can say, see, there it is. But let you do something wrong, don't want to talk about it. Let a man forget to call you or don't holler back at you on a certain time. Then all of a sudden it's like, here come the 50 questions. But let you don't do something, let you miss something. Then all of a sudden, I don't want to talk about it. You're making me feel bad. How is it that you ladies can up? And then the man brings it to your attention and wants to talk about how you screwed up. You know you screwed up, but then he's responsible for how you feel about you screwing up. Get the out. No, ladies, that works with most men. But over here, high value men get the benefit of the doubt.
Sorry, I don't argue with men, and I teach all my ladies not to do the same. Empty barrels make the loudest noise. If you want true transformation from your man, if you want him to change his ways, you have constructive conversations. This is where you use the J-Tyna method, that is praise, tell, and praise. You praise him for what you want to praise him, that he is doing well in your relationship. You tell him what you don't like in a nice way, the most cutest way ever. Then you praise him again. He will always remember it. This is how I've gotten almost everything I wanted to see changing with my husband, or in my husband, whatever you understand. As opposed to, I told you, I don't like it when you did it. I told you, recently, the air in our house was just bad air, like, the weather is changing, so my newborn had his nose blocked and everything. I literally told my husband, I'm so grateful for how you take care of this boy, but please do something about the air in this house. That doesn't mean that you are not an amazing dad.
Feminists are mainly white, middle-class female liberals who have no idea how the real world works and yet want to advise you on how to live in it. Let me go through your complaints. Feminists want control over their bodies. You win. You have 12 types of birth control, and you can actually Uber Eats a Plan B. You have on demand, and in the states that it's not, it's simply a weekend trip. You have aborted an eighth of the world population. You win. Feminists wanted to fight against culture. You win. If a woman is, or if she revokes consent after the fact, she has the power to get a man fired from his job, kicked out of school, or thrown in jail. You won, feminists. Women want to be free of traditional gender roles? Fine. Men invented the dishwasher, the Roomba, the air fryer, fast food, and Uber Eats. There are meal prep services and cheap restaurants. You win. Women wanted to have a career first and get married later in life. Men allowed women to come into the workforce and have millions of dollars in funding, pushing women into male-dominated fields and scholarships, and invented IVF to give us another 5 years of fertility. The husbands pay for the IVF, and they are pushing to get it taxpayer-funded. You win.
A lot of women talk about that there's a lot of simps, and I completely agree. There are a lot of men who are simps, and it's quite embarrassing. It really is. And I genuinely believe is because there's no father in their life. There's no father in their life. And a lot of the times, yes, the father just walks out. But women also take away that privilege from a father seeing their kid. And I think that is the biggest thing. Men grow up not liking men. They become a simp because they were raised by only They become a simp because they were raised by only females. They have such feminine qualities. The gossiping. Men that gossip are absolutely disgusting, bro. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. But it's just such a female quality because that's what he grew up in. And it's just like, if y'all just stop having babies from people you don't want to be with, this problem would resolve. That's the answer.
If you don't want to find the love of your life, keep listening to modern music. Read this with me. How you say you love me, you ain't put me in Chanel. Well, let me tell you something, Tyler. My daddy, who probably was the best man I ever knew in my entire life, loved me more than anything. He was working days and nights, and he never bought me no Chanel bag. Modern day music is actually poison to a child's ears. This song is trending right now, and you have young little girls singing, say you love me, you ain't buy me Chanel. No, this is brain rot. Guess what else? My mom and dad have been together for over 35 years now, happily married, and guess what? He never bought her a Chanel bag. Don't miss out on a good man because he can't buy you a Chanel bag. Because I bet that man that buys you that bag, he can't change your tire. He can't change your oil. Then you're gonna come crying for a real man. Anyway, stop filling your mind with crap.
Here's something else. Men are done explaining themselves. Men are done explaining themselves. Men are done trying to justify their choices to women who don't seem to understand. Anyway, and I say don't seem to understand, they don't want to understand. They're not trying to understand your point of view, is really what it is, right? Men are getting to the point to where they're figuring out. I really don't owe anybody an explanation for how I choose to live my life. I live my life in peace. If I want to stay single, I don't want to get married. I don't want to deal with the headache of what dating has become. I don't have to do a thesis on it. I don't have to do a dissertation on it. I just don't want to date some of these ladies. I don't. Beautiful women, accomplished women, successful women, but don't have to put up with your bullcrap, man.
This young lady got a question for the men.
I don't understand how men be on these apps saying they would never talk to a single mom, and single moms, nobody talks to single moms. But when you out and about at stores, men will approach you while you're with your children. Why do y'all approach women while they're with their children?
You serious? Y'all, please tell me this lady is joking and this is a skit, because I'm sitting here like,
what kind of question is that?
And it's so crazy because you women are online every day talking about this, talking about that, but you're not listening to what the men are saying. We've told y'all this a million times. Just because a man wants to sleep with you does not mean he wants to be with you. So if a man wants to take you to Pound Town, he doesn't care if you have a kid or not. Talking about why would a man approach me if I'm walking with my kid? Lady, if you're cute enough and got a banging body, a man would approach you if you were walking with an alligator. So that man ain't thinking about those kids, he's thinking about those cheeks.
Y'all are so annoying with this child support. Why the you talk about for one child, $600 a month ain't enough to help you take care of the child? The man is supposed to help you pay for things for the child, but God, the man is not the only parent. He ain't the only one supposed to be paying for shit. You put $600 with his $600, the child is good. Like, why y'all act like the man's supposed to pay for every single thing for the child? I don't understand that at all. I'm sorry. I don't even get child support, but I don't understand that at all.
So you have one fry left. What do you think that you should do?
We're having like 5 of them.
I just feel like saying that expecting a man to be a man is an excuse for a man to lack discipline and not be able to control his lust. Every man and every person should be able to have discipline, especially men, because it's harder for men.
Like watching porn is discipline.
You have to be disciplined, bro. God is not going to bless you with your God-given spouse and you giving yourself over to
men that are having with women.
I agree with.
I think porn and with women is the same.
What I'm saying is, when I just said,
is ejaculating fornication? If it's masturbation, is it fornication?
I'm saying that I believe that in general, both men and women who cannot conquer lust and be able to gain discipline will never be blessed with their God-given spouse, because having discipline and controlling themselves and conquering lust is a God-given skill.
I see a lot of these comments of people saying that porn is wrong.
It's lust. It is 1,000%.
Lust is generally refers to a strong, intense desire or craving, often of nature. It can be defined as very strong desire, typically driven by physical attraction and novelty, a powerful feeling of wanting something which can be applied to various contexts beyond sexuality.
Imagine waiting till the baby's born to find out the gender, and you wait all the 9 months, and then you birth the baby, and you go through all that, and they hand it to you, and they say, it's a boy.
Okay, let's hear it. Let's hear from all of those individuals out there who actually still think that misandry doesn't actually exist, or that it doesn't actually hurt anyone or do any real harm. Because if that is still actually your opinion, I am seriously going to have to put into question your intellectual capacity to actually comprehend simple subject matters. Because unfortunately, there are more than a few women out there that have this opinion and feel this way about their possible future children being born as boys. And so far as that goes, it is just my opinion. But if you feel that way about possibly having a boy, then do the world a favor, as well as the gene pool. And don't have children at all, because not only would you be possibly doing intense emotional harm to that boy, but you'd be raising a girl to be just like you.
You feel like women, so do you feel like women, to get a high value man, what do you think that woman has to do to actually keep him? Not just get him.
She has to be what he needs her to be.
What's up?
Whatever he needs her to be.
Okay, if you had to go like, okay, if you had to generalize it.
It can't just be what he needs her to be. She has to be that by herself. High value men need women that listen, that respect them, that respect themselves, that know how to think, know how to move. They can make decisions. They are in control of their emotions. They don't spend time gossiping or being around other women that encourage them to do things that go against the man. You have to be a well-rounded woman. You can't be easily influenced. You have to know how to do things without being told. We're adults. No man should have to tell a woman how to behave. No woman should have to tell a man how to behave. That was your parents' job. And if they didn't do that, they failed you. Because now you're going after something that you will never get because you're not that.
And you know, they love to push this narrative that single men are lonely. You have a lot of single men out there that are miserable, right? But when you start to talk to these men, like actually talk to these guys, a lot of them are the happiest they've ever been. Absolutely. They have their routine down, peace, less stress. I got money in my pocket. I got money in my bank account. So no, I'm not lonely. I might be alone. I might be in my house alone, but that's the difference. You have to think, obviously lonely is a feeling. Being alone is a choice. And a lot of men are choosing to be alone on purpose. You got a brother in his 50s and 60s? You got a brother in his 50s and 60s and then built something? Done. You got to be coming with something. Some of these younger brothers too. No.
We are 4 generations into women being told that they don't need men. Modern women have forgotten what men bring to the table in relationships, the comfort, the security, and the presence of a masculine man. So I was out in Chicago the other day, and I started a conversation with a couple of young women about the dating scene. During the conversation, the women were talking about how they don't put effort towards dating men because they would rather hang out with women. I couldn't believe it. These women were serious. I heard them talk about how much easier it is to go to a club or hang out with the girls or go on a trip with their girlfriends than to put themselves out there in the dating market to find a boyfriend or a husband. We are 4 generations into women being told that they don't need men. Modern women have forgotten what men bring to the table in relationships: the comfort, the security, and the presence of a masculine man. Like Myron from Fresh and Fit says, men have civilized the world so much presence of a masculine man. Like Myron from Fresh and Fit says, men have civilized the world so much that women can live alone or with other women. Packs of women can roam the streets without fear of anything bad happening to them. Modern women are giving away their best years to colleges, jobs, and now their girlfriends. It's only a matter of time where most of these women will want to be with a man. It's just a matter of when. But by the time they realize that, it'll be too late. At this rate, it's going to be like 62. That's the day they're ready to settle down. We are 4 generations into women being told that they don't need men. Modern women have forgotten what men bring to the table in relationships. I started a conversation with a couple of young women about the dating scene. During the conversation, the women were talking about how they don't put effort towards dating men because they would rather hang out with women. Modern women are giving away their best years to colleges, jobs, and now their girlfriends. It's only a matter of time where most of these women will want to be with a man. It's just a matter of when. But by the time they realize that, it'll be too late. So you can see on social media women swearing that they will never leave their friends for a man, that they have time with their girls or they can go on girls' trips. But what I would say to them is you can't have kids with your girlfriends. Your girlfriends won't provide for you and protect you. And also, like I say on my channel all the time, women can't stand each other. If you ask most women who has done the worst, most down low thing to them, it's usually other women. And I believe that a woman has more of a chance of getting betrayed by their girlfriends in a 20-year period than by their husbands.
Unpopular opinion, real women initiate. A real woman is going to let her man know exactly how bad she wants him. A real woman is not afraid to initiate or express what she needs and wants from that man. She's going to make him feel just as wanted as he makes her feel. She's going to show him that she wants him out loud, baby, unapologetically, because she understands that desire isn't one-sided. And real women don't worry about just receiving energy. They bring it.
So I don't want to hear anything else about cheating from men, because men do it because it works. If y'all women left a nigga every time he cheated, men would be lonely. But y'all like and reward men that have all the options. Y'all want the guy that every woman that is a top tier woman can have. You'll be a 6 chasing a 9 trying to get him to adore you while he's fucking all of the 8s.
I love when women who date women come online and tell the truth. It does something to my spirit, because y'all don't always want to hear it from me, but hear it from a woman who actually dates women. Yes, y'all do. Y'all like the man that has all the options because it makes you feel special. The things that some of these women will do in order to feel special scares the crap out of me. Y'all's identity is wrapped in somebody choosing you so bad, and then you want to call somebody like me a pick-me because I'm calling y'all stupid. That's absolutely insane. You want to be picked so bad that you are fighting for a spot on a roster from a man that couldn't care less about you. I have never in my life, y'all are sad.
This picture of Jason, you recognize this picture?
Yeah.
Mexican Avenger Jason Vukovic smiling at his brother after receiving a 23-year sentence. Jason used the state offender registry, track down offenders, break into their homes, and beat them with a hammer. How is your relationship with your brother, if any?
The smile on my face is because that was the first time I'd seen my brother in 20 years. And now we're talking about, for the first time ever, in a courtroom. He and I never talked about it. He just ran away from home and I never saw him again. When I was a little kid, my brother would always sleep closer to the door so that my stepdad would pick him first. And my brother always looked out for me. And so I was smiling at him because, you know, between the two of us, this time I got him. How is the relationship now? There isn't one. He said being around me triggered all of his, you know, the from our childhood. And so he didn't want to hear my voice or be around me at all because he put all that behind him. And so I've never seen him since that picture.
I went through something kind of similar-ish with my older sister, where she was the kind of the favorited by our mom, but when my mom would go out, she would I was locked in my room, so she would take me out of my room, she would feed me, let me use the washroom, shower me, really took care of me, and was kind of like my protector. And really took care of me and was kind of like my protector. And I just loved her dearly. And then, when I went into social services and I ran away at 9, that's the last time I ever saw her. I've tried and tried to reach out to her, and I just don't think she wants anything to do with me. For me, I haven't healed from that. That hurts me very deeply.
And what? George Soros saying his craziest, most entertaining stories, where I go with them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today I'm going to read a story titled, "My friend loyalty tested my wife without my knowledge. She failed. I feel done with them both. What do I do?" And a shout out to Isaac for sending in this story. And guys, this story has been circulating around a bit for the last week or two. I've been a little busy, haven't gotten to this one. Maybe you heard about it, maybe you haven't. This is about a husband is now dumping his wife, divorcing his wife, after finding out that she was cheating on him. But here's the thing, how did he find out? Well, it turns out his bro, good buddy of his, loyalty tested his wife. You see, his bro had been cheated on in a horrific way, horrific divorce and all that, and he was R-pilled. But he obviously went what would be considered the R-pill rage route, and understandably lost all trust, in the Pharisees. And so he went, as you're going to see, tested this guy's wife, and she failed miserably. Seduced her and all that, but by messages and all that, showed this guy the evidence, and now look where it's at. And I thought it'd be a very entertaining one to go over here, guys. Holy crap here. And this begs a whole big question here. Did his friend go too far? Amongst many other things to help him out. And at the end, I'll be again asking that question and be very eager to hear what you guys say in the comments section. But listen to this. It says here, "I've been with my wife 10 years, married for 6. I thought we were really happy. She's got a kid from a previous relationship, dad not in the picture. I have taken on the role." Smack. Married the single MOM, huh? Well, watch this. "We both work, me full-time, her part-time. We live a good life, holiday abroad every few months, no real financial worries, both in pretty good shape, and plenty of love and affection and SEX between us. I thought we'd be together forever." Well, her first marriage or relationship didn't work very well, so why'd you think it would happen to the second one? On to my friend. His wife left him in horrific circumstances last year. He came out one day to find her gone with their 2-year-old as well. Oh my God, that's horrible. She left him for a drug dealer that she met on Instagram, who ended up doing bad things to both of them, and it's a massive legal issue that destroyed him. Since then, he's become very anti-women, despite having a great family full of women. He's constantly telling us how all women are the same, etc., etc. Well, I don't blame that guy, given what happened to him, on multiple fronts. I mean, that takes it to a whole different level, what he went through. And
they are back on TikTok with their business, y'all. But remember, we're here to listen, point, laugh, and men. Because, she said, "A huge lesson I learned dating as a single mom. Never assume, ask questions." Let us hear what she's talking about. If you're rocking with the channel, y'all, hit the like button. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well. Let us take a listen.
So, quick story time before I clock in. Or whatever. So I want to tell you about a time when I was dating this guy and I had stopped talking to him because he told me that he didn't want to marry a woman with kids. So we were dating for a solid 5 months. Like, it was great. Like, he treated me so good. Like, I was just like, oh my God, he might be the one. So I was probably like 25 at this time, and this was the biggest lesson I've ever learned being a single mom. Like, I was like, oh, I'm taking this lesson and I'm running with it. Like, I'm not running into this again. So mind you, he was a great man. Like, he was a provider. Like, he was a great man. Let me just say that. But I started falling for him, and my best friend will always be like, how do you think he feel about you having a kid? And, I will always think like he know I got a kid, but I don't just bring my son around everybody. So I'm just like, he know I got a kid at the end of the day, and he knows what I want. I want marriage, and he knew that. So it's crazy because I didn't really think nothing of it at the time, because I'm like, he dated me and he's serious. I had a key to his house. I stayed at his house, like, always. So I'm thinking like, he know I got a kid, so like, why wouldn't he want to like be with me? Like, he already know, like, and he's taking me serious. So I'm like, so honestly, no, I had a dream that I asked him how he felt about marrying a woman with a kid, and he said, I don't want a woman with a kid. I'm like, and I was at his house when I had the dream. Like, we were literally sitting on the couch and I asked him this question, and in my dream he said no. So I woke up the next day and I asked him, like, I want to talk. And I asked him the question and he was like, I don't want to marry a woman with a kid.
Damn.
So I'm like, what are we doing? Like, mind you, I knew him prior to even dating him. I had known him probably what are we doing? Like, mind you, I knew him prior to even dating him. I had known him probably 2 years before. I actually gave him the time of day.
What? Yeah.
So I'm just thinking, like, you've been knew I had a kid and you know what I want. Why?
She knew him 2 years before she gave him the time of day. She was out in the street, she got pregnant, and now she want to pick him up and expecting him to wife her?
No. I'm dating someone 25 years older than me. Yeah, an age gap relationship. And let me tell you the pros and let me tell you the cons. Because, baby, which one outweighs the other? Honestly, I feel like I always knew I was going to be with someone much older than me. Okay, not much older, but older, okay? And basically, I think is more pros than cons, and that's why I'm in an age gap relationship. Pros are, I feel like they're more ready to settle down, which is good. You don't have to deal with a lot of drama. I'm drama a little bit myself, so we don't need like to clash. I feel like they're more patient too. I could be wrong, I don't know, but I feel like they're more patient with you versus someone my age. Like, I love that. It's also kind of fun because we're in totally separate generations, and it's just like so exciting because I can show him like my lifestyle and he shows me his, and it's just like so fun. Sometimes we don't agree with things because of our age gap, but that's okay. I feel like they're more mature. In most cases they are because they have wisdom and things like that, and they lived a while. So yeah, you can learn a lot from somebody that's much older than you, and I love that because I'm all here for learning new things. The cons are, honestly, it's not that bad. Like the stares in public, of course people stare because they're like, what's the dynamic of this relationship? They can't seem to figure it out. But yeah, the stares I'm kind of used to it now. Of course, family members not agreeing. My family, they accept him because they know who he is. He's a genuine, sweet guy, and I love that. It would be hard if my family didn't approve of him, but they do. Another con is sometimes, since I'm in a different generation, he doesn't get why I do certain things. It's just because, like, I was born into, like, the electronic social media type of stuff, and he really wasn't, so that's kind of like a conflict with like social media, but that's okay, we're working that out. But yeah, that's literally like all the cons that I can think of. Age gap relationships aren't bad, honestly. If you're thinking about being in an age gap, just do it. Like, who cares what other people think? Like, age is just a number. Until next time.
Or do you feel like you don't want marriage because you don't trust anybody?
Even marriage sound like, do you believe in unicorns and that peace? Like, do you believe in it? What's there to believe in?
That it can be good and wholesome and healthy.
Do I believe in Chick-fil-A? Yes, because it's a business. So if you're asking me if I believe in marriage, I guess yes, because it's a business.
It is.
Do I want to get into that business? No.
Never.
Unless I become poor and then have to marry for wealth. But then it won't be on love. It'll be on security, which I think a lot of women marry for. They marry for security. They marry because they're stuck in maybe their receptionist job and not going to make enough money to create the family unit that they want. So they have to go and marry a man of wealth and stature so that they can have a 2-income household.
I feel like this narrative is the loud collective, but I don't think it's the majority. Well, I think it's what's most popular on social media.
No, it's because I don't think it's popular at all.
Oh
I think the popular thing is, as a woman, we need to be married.
No.
99% of women want to be married. That's what you've been.
I do think that.
No.
But I don't think 99% of women will be married.
No,
Nor do I think that.
That's like playing the power
and
of
even
man.
more so, I don't think 99% of women, they want to be married because societally we think we're supposed to be.
My point, which is why I am the person trying to share my experience, and I'm so grateful that I was born in the 90s and not earlier, where I now have this microphone, I have a voice, I can fund my own life. Like I've even said the last couple of years, like going to an island, if I want to invite my friends and they ain't got it, I'll fly you in and we get a yacht. And if I go to a store and I like a pair of boots, can get it. I ain't got to lay on my back for it. Like, I love that shit.
Yeah.
So like for me, when we talk about marriage, and maybe this comes too, and I know you're going to lean into trauma, but I've been and currently feel like I am in a marriage now. Me and Weezy have been together for almost 10 years, legally binded. And at any point that we felt like we needed to break up, calling lawyers, spending money, figuring out what assets are worth and things like that. And with my other podcast, I did go through a divorce. So much so, this took me to court and had the nerve to ask me for money. So I was like, the nerve, all the things I did, and you have the nerve to come and ask, like, try to sue me for money. So this idea that I've been in partnerships that have ended and have had to go through legalities to split what we came together to create. No, who wants to deal with that? And then this idea of how you value yourself from when you were in the relationship to what you get after. And again, the person that you start the business with, the person that you marry is not the person you divorce.
I agree.
And so again, this idea that we're supposed to, this idea of marriage and being with one person, saying vows and being together through thickness and health and all this bull, that person ain't gonna be the same. The person you just said vows with ain't the person that you gonna divorce.
Yeah.
And so this idea of starting over.
Listen, did y'all hear a story about the stepdad that raised the young lady since she was 2 years old and married her mom since she was 2? I'm not big to talk on people's life, but when I can relate, that's when I'll step in. Now, he married this young lady when this baby was 2 years old. He's been there financially all the way. Been there, showed up at everything. This man drives trucks and he took off work, just because he knew that he was going to get a ticket to the graduation. Why the mama didn't give the man a ticket? She invited the biological dad, the 2 aunties, because she only got 8 tickets, the grandma, somebody else, their boyfriend, and somebody else. But however it went, the stepdad didn't get a ticket. Man, this is so bad. So he said, you know what? Some people feel like he was vindictive about taking her off the car insurance and, his phone plan, whatever he had on, he was paying, that brother took her off. Now, as you sure you feel like he did it vindictively, he has that right. I'm going to stand with the stepdad is. Being a person, and here, we don't know the backstory. We don't know what the dad was doing. But it can't be too much if the stepdad has her on the phone bill and insurance and all.
And not even if the bio dad wasn't doing too much. We can't assume that. But the simple fact that the stepdad was in the same household as this child, protecting this household, providing for this household since she was 2. I'm pretty sure he babysit once in a while. Are we serious right now?
All this stuff. This is logic. This is when you go to using your mind. There's no way that man shouldn't have got a ticket. I don't care what. And he said tensions are high in his home. That lady may lose her husband because that's wild that you would not invite this man that has took care of your child all these years. That's not his child. Exactly. And as a woman who was married to a man for 16 years that have done everything under the sun for my kids, if he could snatch down the moon, he would for my children. That's a no-no. I don't care the good or the bad. That man deserved a ticket. And that's the problem why you have the men that come. See, I was never for dating a man who couldn't do for my children. That's why I'm single. I'm okay with that. But it's a package deal. That man understood that when he came in and he jumped right into plan and taking care of everything. You gonna get his. Listen, my kids' dad come before anybody grandma, anybody stepmom. And that goes for my mom. He comes before them because guess what? My mom ain't done what this man has done. And I don't care that he's not their biological dad. But guess what? He has done more than. Baby, heaven, if he could pull heaven down, like I said, he would for them kids. And guess what? He gonna be the first to get a ticket. Everybody else, if you don't get a ticket, oh well. But I don't care what we've been through. We're not even together. But you still should. Loyalty. Like, where's your loyalty, ma'am? All this stuff this man did for these kids, he still got her own stuff. He has every right to take her off. No. Absolutely. And somebody said, well, everybody, the 7 people that she was invited was biologically related to him. Well, they need to biologically finance her. Simple. No, that birth, I don't give a damn. They never said that the birth dad did, but I'm just.
No, this is crazy, but this just goes to show stepdads are expected to clean up the community, save your community, black men, take responsibility for the kids and provide and protect and be there for the kid. And then when graduation time come, auntie and grandma and everybody else get tickets. This just goes to show so many men will share their stories about how being a stepdad is a thankless job. Meanwhile, women are over here trying to praise, like the previous video I did when these women are trying to praise stepdads, gaslighting men into becoming stepdads.
Here's a couple things that men out there think that women care about that they don't actually care about. Okay? 99.9% of us don't care how big your manhood is. That is a male complex that y'all have bestowed upon yourself because you're watching too much corn growing up into your teenage years, so you think that bigger is better. And I can almost guarantee you that no woman will tell you this, but if your junk is too big, it's gonna hit her cervix and it's uncomfortable and it doesn't feel good. So number one, your manhood. The majority of women don't give a shit. Number two, vulnerability. You guys sit here and say, oh, it's not manly to talk about your feelings. Oh, I can't talk about anything because I'm a man. But guess what? Women don't give a shit about that. They just want you to communicate, whether that's positive emotion or negative emotion. They want you to be able to be vulnerable. Sometimes it's not always cute or attractive to be so manly that you can't even drop your shoulders at any given point. The third one, and I can already feel like the comments and the hate comments and like how you're gonna disagree because y'all have been brainwashed by social media, but your fortune, your money. The majority of women don't care about how much money you make. The majority of women worry about your work ethic, your loyalty, your commitment. Are you able to do things and say things and follow through with a plan? And if you're a planner, meaning are you planning for the future? Are you able to look at the bigger picture in terms of being able to take care of a family? And now, don't get it twisted. There is some women out there that are only looking for a certain type of man based on his money. But the majority of us average women that are just working a regular job don't give a f***. They just want to be treated properly. The next one, and you guys are not going to even believe me on this one, but your physical appearance. You guys have been, again, brainwashed into this whole, your height, your hairline, blah, 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 all the that you're hearing on social media, but the majority of women are going to fall in love with you based on the other things that I've already explained. Loyalty, commitment, honesty, integrity. Why do you think there's short kings out here making moves in ways that somebody else never could? It's because he shows up in ways that other people don't, and it has nothing to do with how tall he is, his hairline, whether he has a six-pack. The majority of women actually appreciate a man with a body because guess what? That means y'all are going to go out to dinner together. He's not going to be worried about having a six-pack. He's not going to have to eat egg whites all of the time. Now, if you're a woman that's into fitness and lifestyle and you want someone to fit your lifestyle, that might be the only instance where a woman gives a f*** about your physique. The majority of us women just want to be loved, understood, valued, seen. If it's our birthday, we want to be remembered. We want to be appreciated. The same things that you want in a woman is oftentimes the same thing that women want in a man. Contrary to popular belief and what you guys have been brainwashed into believing, the majority of women do not want to be put on a pedestal. We don't want to hear 10,000 compliments a day because that makes y'all sound desperate. A genuine compliment here or there, a reminder that you're thinking about her. You don't have to text all day long. You don't have to freaking say I love you 60,000 freaking times a day. Like, that becomes inauthentic and sometimes gives women the ick. So you guys have to stop believing that it's your job to put women on a pedestal because you end up making women think that you're creepy when you're doing too much. And that's what women mean when they say you're doing too much. It's about finding that balance between just enough and not too much. And just for bonus points, for all the guys out there that go up to women and say, are you gonna smile today? Why are you not smiling today? That's an automatic ick for 99.9% of women. And if you're a man that goes up to a woman and says, oh, why are you not smiling today? You should smile more. Cut that out. If you are trying to find an opening and that's always your opening line, y'all are giving women the ick. Okay, bye.
In a lot of these different situations, you have dating that feels like a job interview is really what it does. You have to have the right answers. You have to perform. You have to constantly, over and over again, prove yourself. And even when you do all of that, you still might not get the job. And that's okay, right? Because in the real world, you don't always get the job. But I think it just becomes tiring. You have a lot of guys that are just tired of performing. They're tired of auditioning. They're tired of jumping through hoops, just to kind of be told or it to be inferred that, oh, he's not really good enough. He's not really my type, right? And so at some point, men just say, well, let's stop applying, start my own business instead. Start doing my own thing instead, instead of, trying to join up my life with you, thinking that I can enhance my life. I just go find the enhancement somewhere else. And just